Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Arjun Chaudhary. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 11th of May. Indian court acquits former Tamil Nadu chief Jayalalithaa in disproportionate assets case. Pakistan hands over bodies of foreign diplomats killed in Gilgit chopper crash. And India's KV Kamath to become first chief of BRICS Bank. And now for all the details. The Pakistan government has requested the Judicial Commission investigating alleged 2013 poll rigging to summon senior election officials as witnesses. Cricketer turned politician Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf had also laid the same demands earlier.
Pakistan government on Monday handed the list of senior election officials it wanted the Judicial Commission to summon as witnesses. These include Sharif Khan, the Additional Secretary of Election Commission, whom the government wants as key witness. The ruling Pakistan Muslim League's lawyers, however, said it has not asked the commission to call anyone from the party as there were no allegations levelled against it. The government's move comes after the opposition PTI had earlier raised similar demand. PTI Supremo Imran Khan had last week claimed that election officials should be held responsible after a poll tribune disqualified Federal Railway Minister Khwaja Saad Rafiq from rigging. The Supreme Court on Monday suspended his disqualification and the tribunal's order to hold re-polls for a Lahore seat. The National Database and Registration Authority of Pakistan had over the weekend submitted its report saying that only 40% of votes cast in another seat of the eastern city could be verified where Khan lost the elections in 2013. The Judicial Commission headed by Chief Justice of Pakistan Nasirul Mulk on Monday recorded the statements of 5 more witnesses in the case. The commission, which was formed in April, is expected to file its final report by the end of this month.
An Indian court on Monday acquitted Jayalalithaa in a corruption case. The judgment means a former Tamil Nadu chief minister can return to active politics.
Supporters celebrated in India's southern Tamil Nadu state after the acquittal of former Chief Minister Jayalalithaa on corruption charges. One of India's most controversial politicians, Ms. Jayalalithaa was sentenced to a 4-year prison term in September last year. The trial court had found her guilty of amassing unaccounted wealth of $10 million between 1991 and 1996 while serving as Chief Minister. Just weeks after the conviction, the Supreme Court granted bail on health grounds, but her conviction continued.
The learned judge sat in the court and pronounced a judgment that all the accused are acquitted and the appeals filed by them have been allowed and the prosecution case stand dismissed.
Supporters fondly call her Amma, which means mother. When she was convicted and jailed last year, supporters rampaged on the streets. She was Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu at the time of the conviction that forced her from office. Political observers now say the court decision paves the way for a return to power because the conviction has meant she was barred from holding office.
All the 12 cases she has been freed. Therefore, she is a free woman. She will be even having national ambition in the 2019 elections and her political future is very bright.
Though she has been called an autocrat, Ms. Jayalalithaa has also earned the loyalty of voters through populist policies. The next Tamil Nadu Assembly polls are due about a year from now.
The bodies of diplomats killed in a helicopter crash in Gilgit-Baltistan were handed over to their respective countries' delegations on Monday. 8 people, including 2 foreign envoys, died in the fatal accident in the remote Himalayan region last week.
Pakistan authorities on Monday handed over the mortal remains of the 4 foreigners killed in the chopper crash to their respective countries after completing the DNA tests. High-level delegations from Norway, Philippines, Malaysia and Indonesia had come to Islamabad on Sunday following the accident. Norwegian Ambassador Lee Fesh-Larsen and Philippines envoy Domingo de Lucenario were killed along with the wives of Malaysian and Indonesian ambassadors. The funeral of 4 Pakistani military personnel who also died in the crash was held over the weekend in garrison town of Rawalpindi. The remaining injured, including 2 foreign diplomats who were now out of danger, continue to be treated in an Islamabad hospital. Survivors recalled the horrific accident.
We remember that we got into a spin, and so I suppose I braced a little bit for impact, but I think the moment afterwards I was actually opening my eyes, seeing the smoke, and heard some explosions. So I was extremely lucky because it went incredibly fast.
Even though the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan had claimed of shooting down the helicopter, the government refused to call it a terror strike. It said the accident was the result of a technical fault.
Pakistan Army provided security, and top-class security was provided. There were different circles of security. Over 1,000 troops were deployed. On all heights were covered, and therefore all those who are making a claim is not correct. It was a technical failure and technical fault because of which this incident happened.
The delegation, comprising of 57 people, including 32 men, 20 women and 5 children, were travelling on 3 helicopters when one of the choppers crashed onto a school in the region.
The Taliban is continuing to target government employees in Afghanistan. Violence heated up over the weekend after a bus was bombed by the militia in Kabul, the second such attack in less than a week. A report.
A Taliban suicide bomber struck a government bus in Kabul on Sunday, killing 3 and injuring 18 others. The incident took place during afternoon peak hours when the vehicle was carrying employees of Attorney General's office. According to Afghan authorities, both dead and wounded included government workers and civilians. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the terror strike soon after. The incident was the second one in less than a week when the Taliban attacked vehicles with staff from the office of the Attorney General on board. A similar incident on May 4th in the Afghan capital left 1 person dead and 15 others injured. The militia frequently targets busing carrying military personnel or government employees. The Taliban has intensified violence ever since it announced the launching of its spring-summer offensive for this year on April 24th. The insurgents had last month stormed the offices of the Attorney General in northern Mazar-e-Sharif, killing 18 people and wounding 67. Sunday's attack also comes as Taliban representatives held informal talks with Afghan officials in Doha last week to facilitate a possible peace talk to end the deadlock.
India's KV Kamath has been appointed as the chief of the BRICS Bank. Kamath, who is also the non-executive chairperson of India's leading private bank, the ICICI and software major Infosys, will be the first head of the $100 billion BRICS Bank. Also called the Development Bank, its formation was announced during the BRICS summit last year. It is expected to give a tough challenge to the World Bank and IMF. While the new bank will be based in the Chinese city of Shanghai, India was given the right to nominate its first chief. BRICS countries also include Brazil, Russia and South Africa. A UN human rights body has confirmed of visiting Sri Lanka this year. The international body will probe into disappearances that took place during the country's long civil war.
The United Nations Working Group on Enforced or Involuntary Disappearances has confirmed that it will visit Sri Lanka between 3rd and 12th August this year. The working group will exchange information on individual cases and other relevant issues with state delegations, relatives of the disappeared, civil society representatives and national human rights institutions. The UN body is currently reviewing almost 400 cases of enforced disappearances from 30 countries. The group, which consists of 5 independent experts from all regions of the world, will primarily assist families in determining the whereabouts of the missing persons. Thousands of disappearances were reported in Sri Lanka during the 26-year-old civil war against Tamil rebels. Despite several attempts, the previous Sri Lankan government did not approve the UN body to undertake the mission. The new government under President Maithripala Sirisena has, however, allowed the group's visit. This will be the first time the UN has been granted access to conduct probe in the island nation.
He has been instrumental in changing trends in Bollywood. Legendary actor Shashi Kapoor became the third member of the Kapoor clan to receive the Dadasaheb Phalke Award, India's highest film honour. While friends and family were ecstatic, many felt it was long overdue award.
Better known as an actor par excellence, Shashi Kapoor, who ruled Indian cinema in 1960 and 1970, is credited for being Hollywood and Bollywood closer. His friends and family, who called him an affable director and a stickler for discipline, couldn't gush any less on Shashi Kapoor getting the Dadasaheb Phalke Award.
I don't think there's anybody more deserving than Mr. Shashi Kapoor. उन्होंने जो भी काम किया इस commercial cinema में, parallel cinema में, international cinema में, और आज बहुत फख्र का दिन है for the entire family.
The 77-year-old Bollywood icon received the biggest film honour by Information and Broadcasting Minister Arun Jaitley at a starry event in Mumbai's Prithvi Theatre on Sunday. The ailing actor, who became the 46th recipient for his outstanding contribution to the growth and development of Indian cinema, was unable to travel to capital New Delhi to receive the award. The grand ceremony had entire Kapoor clan, including Rishi Kapoor, Neetu Kapoor, Karishma Kapoor, Saif Ali Khan and Shashi Kapoor's daughter and sons in attendance. The veteran actor-producer on a wheelchair was flanked by a bevy of Bollywood legends, including Asha Parekh, Shabana Azmi, Javed Akhtar, Rekha, Hema Malini, Zeenat Aman, Nafisa Ali and Asha Bhosle, to name a few. Amitabh Bachchan, his co-star from films blockbusters like Diwar and Trishul, called Shashi Kapoor a caring colleague.
Well, thank you so much, Shashi ji, for being just who you are. A most caring and compassionate human, a wonderful colleague, and a caring and a very generous friend. Keep well, Shashi ji.
He had in 2011 received the Padma Bhushan honour for his contribution to art cinema. While tributes continue to flow from across the nation, many felt it was a long-deserving honour for the patriarch.
मुझे लगता है 10 साल पहले मिलना चाहिए था, क्योंकि इनका करियर आप देखें शुरू से 1948 से उन्होंने काम किया थिएटर और फिल्मों में, और अभी कौन सा साल है. इट्स अमेजिंग कि इतना उनका कमिटमेंट फिल्म और अपने थिएटर का है कि उनके लिए तो ये बिल्कुल रिलीजन है.
वो अवार्ड सिर्फ उनका फिल्म का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है इसलिए दिया गया होगा, लेकिन उसके पीछे जो एक व्यक्ति है, वो व्यक्ति हम कह सकते हैं इतना विनम्र कि अच्छी चीज़ों को संवारने वाला. मुझे लगता है कि अगर पैरेलल सिनेमा जिंदा है, आज जो हम कहते हैं इंडिपेंडेंट सिनेमा जिंदा है, वो मेरे ख्याल से उनकी वजह से, कई निर्देशक उनकी वजह से.
In a career spanning nearly 6 decades, Shashi Kapoor has appeared in both Hindi and English films. Namak Halal, Junoon, Kabhi Kabhi, Jab Jab Phool Khile and Satyam Shivam Sundaram are some of his numerous iconic films. Shashi Kapoor is also the third member from his family to get the Dadasaheb Phalke Award after Prithviraj Kapoor and Raj Kapoor.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. Indian court acquits former Tamil Nadu chief Jayalalithaa in disproportionate assets case. Pakistan hands over bodies of foreign diplomats killed in Gilgit chopper clash. And India's KV Kamath to become first chief of BRICS Bank. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.